Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros, Jon and Nez here, and we're gonna break in everything you need. Mr. Good Boy, not being such a Mr. Good Boy. I'm muting Nez's mic there. Yeah, Nez was just saying, worst timing ever. Has someone run into his front door right as the show's supposed to start here? But yeah, we're gonna take care of everything you guys need to know for this crazy NBA slate. We got some back to backs. We got some injury reports that haven't been filed yet. We've already got a whole bunch of out tags and Q tags to deal with and parse through here. Really fun drafting landscape. Shout out to Underdog for making this one 115K. I know we've had troubles at times getting the 125K home. So meeting us in the middle instead of the 100 right there seems really good. Yeah. And we're gonna try something new today. We're going to do what would normally be like a super long 3-hour show. We're going to break it up into 2 parts here, and we're going to do the baseball stuff behind the paywall. But don't worry, if you're a paying member, your badges only, you're going to get funneled right there, right after this. So we're going to do about an hour and a half of hoops stuff, walk through the platform of Unabated, and then we will jump on over there and rip a dinger draft. Filibustering a little bit for a second here because Nez is not back yet, but there, I think we're good there, all in one motion. Yeah, getting excited here, Nez. Dog Bowl week. So this will be my last 2 kind of full shows of the week here, and then we're gonna do a live one from San Diego on Friday and off and on the clock there. Give everybody the landscape for the Dog Bowl because really looking forward to seeing a bunch of people down there. And
we're back. Sorry.
That's his worst timing ever. He's got a dude fixing his windows dropping on by. Metal Vault, thank you. Yes, please, as you guys roll in, if you could do so, please hit the like, subscribe, notification, bell, all that stuff. Dale's asking when Nez's baby's on the way. I know for a fact that the due date is next Saturday, but they're on pins and needles now, on high alert watch now. Yeah, the swaps, man. Swaps were fun last night. The swaps are crazy. This is starting to progress into what we know as silly season in the NBA. And you really got to be, to steal the phrase from Unabated, sitting there with your piss jugs ready because you got to be, preemptively prepared to get those next swaps in. It is a peak edge season out here. Ben, you are truly sick for maxing the big board already. That is incredible. Mike's here for the breakdown of Zakarian's 3-point shot. All right, I got it for you guys. I will not show it right now because I don't have it ready to pull up. But if you guys go to our friend Mike Zakarian's Twitter feed there and his Instagram feed, he was playing some over 40s basketball last night. And he had a video footage of himself icing a wide open 3. Nobody picked him up for no reason. Wide open 3. Legs little far apart. Elbow little out. I'd rather see it a little tucked here. But I do like the commitment to the hustle and the defense to ice the 3, have no celebration after, and then immediately run up and pick up full court defense. So, yeah, pretty badass there. Emerald saying 40% Jared Allen last night and 6% Paulo Rip. Yeah, man, Paulo's the guy you needed last night. 74 some odd fantasy points there from Paulo. Truly very impressive performance. The models, the hashtag models, shout out to Unabated, really liked Paulo last night. So helped me get a little more on it as the day went by. I had a little more Franz than Paulo. I played, as you guys saw yesterday behind the paywall there, that I played a lot of my stuff on the earlier end of the spectrum there. So I was really heavy on Sengun. Jared Allen was my second highest. The Knicks stuff, I guessed correctly on the cat out tag. So I really got overweight the Knicks stuff, and then they did fuck all. So that was kind of unfortunate there. Yeah, wrong side of history with the Franz stuff versus the Paulo stuff there. I flipped that a little bit later in the day, but I was too late on that one. Man, I've been killing it with the swaps in recent memory here. I'll bring up the leaderboard, and Zach Collins was the last round pick you needed for a second place finish there. So yeah, all in all, not a great night for your boy. I can't fault how I played though. I thought I played well. Maybe being a little too bullish on the Kawhi stuff versus the Zubac stuff. If I had that flipped around, maybe we do a little better last night. But directionally accurate. We press on, right? We press on. Kind of crazy to have nobody playing basketball for the Spurs right now, and basically the only player getting drafted in our basically the only player getting drafted from the Spurs in our games has been Fox, and he's been faltering as of late. And then Vassell breaks the redacted slate last night, almost puts up as big a score as Paulo, and I didn't see a single person take him in our contest. So just shows the power of the scroll still exists when you find something contrarian like that.
Yeah, congrats on the Collins scroll, by the way. That was sick.
Yeah, we found a good one there with the Collins stuff. Unabated stuff when it came out, really liked Collins too. So just a little confirmation bias there for me as well. But we were not catching J Class 4 last night, who was the recipient of that Zion fall. I imagine this one was drafted early in the day because he gets the Zion fall and he gets the Scotty Barnes fall, which were two of the hashtag non-model lovers and non-ball knower people were kind of off of those.
Yeah, that could have happened at any point in the day.
Yeah, true.
People were really fading Zion. I only had 13% Zion, so I was sort of one of them.
Yeah, and Zion does exactly what Zion's prone to do, even with quote unquote limited minutes, 26, 29, and he still finds his way to 56 fantasy points. It's just crazy what Zion has been doing with limited minutes this season. Paulo Zubac was the guy you needed. Jared Allen was a great pick with Evan Mobley out, and we've talked about centers versus Chicago, even when it wasn't Vooch. A little bit of a different scenario, but definitely a pace up spot. And then Scotty Bolway in the last round there. Got to give a shout out to Stephanie Hayes, who's been here almost since day one, I imagine. So, yeah, man, good to see here that Stephanie finds her way to, right on up there with that Zach Collins, scroll the F down in the last round. Basically the exact same lineup, except for Braun instead of Luka and Collins instead of Scotty Bolway in the last round there. But lots of friendly faces up at the top here. K-Bash's always hanging out there as well. So, yeah, not the best night in the world for you and I, Nez, but we push on.
Yeah, it's been a rough week plus for the bankroll, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's been some wacky slates too. Like a lot of abnormal stuff taking place, a lot of late swapping stuff taking place. So I can't fault you for not continuing your winning ways in the most recent landscape.
Just means I'm due, John.
Yeah, that's what the people are saying. Damn the damn pick'em lobbies last night there, Nez. I dropped this one in there. It's just something I've been doing is once the unabated projections go live, drop one for the people in our chat there. So make sure you guys are in the Discord. 4 for 5 on this one. Not bad. Kyle Kuzma played through the Q tag and then played half decently. The thesis was not 4 rebounds in the first 3 minutes there, but found his way to like a 17 and 10 or something like that. Something we hadn't seen from Kuzma in a bit there after the Q tag. Obviously, it was a decent spot against Atlanta, but unfortunate we didn't get that one home. But dare we say, directionally accurate, Nose.
Always one away, it seems like, but everything else looks good here.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on here. Let's talk about. I did not see this. I was not in the dad slate. Congrats to the GOAT, Sam Olsen. I will do my best this weekend, guys, to pry all the secrets. I'll lubricate them up poolside, and I will get all the secrets of how to be good at these games out of Sam Olsen.
Yeah, he won by 17 points, and I think he had the only team with Luka, Zubs, and Zion, but good for him.
Oh, the ultimate GM.
Yep.
Nice. Wow, snow day. BJ Miller, snow day, couldn't be me. Numi was sharing some pictures of how snowy it is in Minnesota right now. Holy shit, that gives me scared. All right, Nez, a lot of moving pieces on this slate. Your boy's done, I think, 30 of them, maybe 25 of them thus far. How many are you in?
I've got quite a few done. I got 50 in the main. Did my buzzer beaters. Did most, if not all, of my layup lines as well. No, I still have only did 40 layup lines, 70 done in the main. So I've been chugging along, man. I kind of like what I'm seeing here early.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's a very push pull dynamic slate. I think there are. This is gonna be my spicy take of the day right now. I think there are 3+ players who are not even being drafted right now who have the chance to be optimal this evening.
Undrafted.
Yeah. And I say that because of the push pull dynamic of how these Q tags and some of these back to backs could break. Like if all of a sudden Milwaukee just decides, yeah, Dallas has nobody to play. Obviously, they're missing Kyrie now as well for the rest of the year. And they just look at this roster tonight and they go, we're on the second night of a back to back. Dame Lillard got hit in the eye last night, and it's swelling up kind of deal. They just look at this tonight and they just go, yeah, we can just. Kuzma had a Q tag coming into last night. We can rest all three of them, kind of thing. There's instantly we can pull, some big scroll the F down value into our life there. Then you can make the same argument for Dallas on the other side. You can make the same argument for the Utah pieces that have basically all been ruled out, and those guys have 33 plus ADPs right now. You could tell yourself a story about some Denver stuff if the Q tags break the wrong way, that Westbrook could be a big factor and start tonight, something like that. It's very gal brain, but yeah.
It certainly is. I mean, I don't want to rain on your parade, but all the Bucks are probable.
Okay, so we just got a filing for that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
But
cool.
we all know a P is more like a Q over in Milwaukee, but they are probable.
Yeah. Yeah. And Justin saying exactly that in the chat. Probable tags on a back to back against a G League team is peak Windhurst, right? Yeah. Bucks P tags not created equal here. All right. So there goes a little bit of the gal brain there. But there's also some other ones that we can gal brain our way to that aren't getting drafted, like with Malik Monk out now, like, some Keon Ellis playing big minutes or Keegan Murray, something like that. So there's just a long-winded way of saying there are heaps loads of scrolls that we could get to. I was thinking the Cavs were going to have, some Q tags roll through as well. But yeah, maybe that we didn't get that. We just got G Leaguers listed out. So maybe not as crazy as we initially thought.
Damn, I was hoping that we would get something for the Cavs. That's very interesting that they're all in.
Yeah. Okay, let's do the Q tags debate here. I will put the Milwaukee guys in there because they are probable tags in there, and we just know they're not created equal there. Nez, yeah, I think some interesting situations here. Let's start with Joker as the first one. Yeah, they are also Q tags on some other impactful pieces. Let me confirm in real time here. Aaron Gordon has a Q tag as well there. Zeke Naji has a Q tag there. Julian Strother has been ruled out. And Peyton Watson has a Q tag there as well. So a lot of push-pull dynamic with this Denver-Sacramento game.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
How you treating Joker?
In.
Yeah. And just, yeah. They need to win ball games. This looks like a winnable spot. The injury doesn't scare you. Left ankle inflammation, I think it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, if Joker's Q, you got to assume you just can't draft these scared. If you're worried about Joker being out, don't even draft. It doesn't make sense. You got to, anytime Joker's in and he's Q in this kind of spot, you got to assume he's in.
Okay, cool. Jason Tatum won. A lot of weird stuff going on in Boston right now with illness stuff going around. Zinger had the ruled out after tip, and then he's been sick on and off for 3 of the last 4 games there. By looks of it, Jaylen Brown has the same illness as well, and was listed as of yesterday with the illness. How are you treating this Tatum, Brown, and then also littered with probable tags there? They're D tags on Zinger and Drew Holiday, and then there's a couple probable tags between Peyton Pritchard as well there. Just thoughts on the Boston scenario and Tatum and Jaylen Brown in/out.
Yeah, I'm playing both these guys in.
Okay.
So I have Tatum actually ahead of Cade here.
Ooh, okay.
And Brown a pretty high rank on Jaylen Brown for me today too. So with Porzingis presumed out with the doubtful tag, I am very, very bullish on these two guys.
Interesting. Okay, cool. All right. That sounds a little different than where I was at with the Tatum stuff. I was a little more concerned that like one of them would sit here and was hedging a little bit, like so I wasn't pulling him up over Cade there. I was kind of like letting the room fall to me, and I was actually pushing up James Harden with the out tags around him. So I thought he was going to be, slight pace up spot against Detroit. I know it's second night of a back to back and they haven't filed yet, but we already know that they're going to be without Norm and without Kawhi. I was putting Harden above that group. Interesting. Okay, cool. Tyler Hero is the next one up there. This one is kind of, I'll cautiously call it a downgrade because it is a later illness listing. The Heat could be in trouble tonight when it comes to bodies, Nez. Obviously, Jovic is out with the hand for a bit here. No Khalil Ware, no Andrew Wiggins, no Jaime Jaquez. They started Terry Rozier last time out. Davion Mitchell had a questionable tag, but now has been listed available. So I imagine he starts tonight instead of Rozier, or maybe even alongside Rozier if we don't get Hero, that sort of thing. This is a downgrade with a head cold. Thoughts on the illness tag for Tyler Hero?
I am I'm treating it with doom and gloom and assuming that he is not going to play today. So I've seen him fall to like the late 20s too. So it seems like everybody else is in that same camp.
Yeah, I agree with you that everybody else is in that same camp. I got him in the 5th round once or twice there when I was hand drafting. I think that's a palatable price tag to take him at right now because kind of who cares? We can find some value later in the day, whether it be Utah guys or Portland guys or whatever to swap to. But you may as well take the swing at it in the end there because this is a pace up spot against Cleveland. If he's happens to go, no reason to think he can't score some fantasy points tonight.
Yeah, I mean, in the 5th round, like you said, that's an easy click.
Yeah. Okay. Next one is John Morant here. We got the present at shoot around there. Thoughts on John Morant and his availability tonight? Obviously, they're going to be without JJJ for the foreseeable future. Maybe a little push-pull dynamic here with Santi Aldama in the last round too, who we imagine would jump into the starting lineup without JJJ this evening if he's available. Thoughts on Santi Aldama and John Morant?
Yeah, I'm taking a lot of John Morant right now. 5th round John Morant, I mean, could not be an easier click. And 6th round Santi, I think, is like amazing too. So I'm trying not to pair them as much, but like I think they're both just like awesome picks right now. So I do end up taking a lot of both. But yeah, I think they're both awesome picks. Ja more than Santi, but I do love Santi.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like where you're at there. I was pushing up Ja in a big way. I was not getting him in the 5th. I think by the time I started drafting, people were kind of in the know about him being present at shoot around, and he was pushing up a little higher than that. So I was taking him in that kind of like 20, 25-ish range there at the latest. And I haven't taken Santi yet, but that's definitely something I should be considering here. Even though it's not the best spot in the world, just they're going to need some size, and they're going to need some size, especially at the 4 there. And Santi, decent rates guy when we see him without some of the auxiliary or with without some of the main pieces, we've seen him pop off.
JJJ being out is like the best case scenario for him too. Like
Yeah.
he really fills that role really nicely. Like different offensive styles, but like another big guy that can that has a strong offensive game. Like he's just a perfect 1-for-1 with him out.
Yeah, no, great basketball context there, Nez. Any other Q2? Oh, I guess we got to talk about Monk has already been ruled out. That one just came down before the show started there.
Yep.
Probably refresh my browser here. Everyone on Utah has been ruled out with the exception of Keynote, who then just got slapped.
Literally everyone. Literally
everyone. And then they just slapped him on the injury report as well. Nez there. This is the dreaded midday illness Q tag for the tank off bowl between Utah and Washington this evening. Keynote in or out for you?
I kind of, they almost like have to play him. I don't know who else they're gonna play, but late Q tags, just by principle is bad. So I lean out. And man, we're about to see the Collier Filipowski show, I think.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. I think Sensible, if he starts, might be popping for people a little bit there as well.
Yep.
I do think if everybody's going to draft Filipowski, I might be on the other side of history and be the guy drafting Alex Sarr and just being playing that 1v1 with a little bit of leverage. Sarr's been back for 2 games. We might not get Holmes tonight. Anyways, conversation we can have in the next segment of the show. Not a new segment, Nez, but would you like to participate in the unabated portion of the program, the game by game breakdown here on the beautiful platform in which is Unabated Sports?
My favorite time of the show.
Damn right. First game on the docket here, this Cleveland and Miami Heat. We talked a little bit about the hero situation, but we didn't really talk about what it means for the rest of the roster there. But this is a 221.5 total, which is the second lowest on the slate. Cavaliers as 11.5 point home favorites. Second night of a back-to-back for the Cavs, who played the Bulls yesterday, and we're actually getting beat pretty bad in the first half there. What did that end up being the final score there? 139-117. So nothing ever was in doubt there, but they were trailing by like 15 when I was watching in like the first half at one point there. So just kind of interesting. And then Spida decided to play in the second half. So the Heat, man, we just kind of talked about it, but I will run it down for people again there. Bam has been listed available. Hero is questionable with the downgrade midday illness. Jaime Jaquez, Jovic, and Cleo Ware and Andrew Wiggins all listed as out there. And then on the Cavs side, we were expecting maybe a little funny business. There was some tweets going around that were suggesting that maybe Darius Garland would sit the second night of the back-to-back. Mobley sat last night for rest purposes, so he's going to be the most rested of the core 4 bunch this evening. But just G Leaguers listed as out, so Cavs going to be closer to full here. Thoughts on this game in general and players you want to target and or fade?
Yeah, I'm always worried about Cavs just like beating the life out of teams, and with no hero here, I don't think that worry goes away anytime soon. So that makes it difficult, but I think I'm just gonna take Mobley on rest here and hope for the best. You're seeing Spida go pretty cheap. It's hard not to take that carrot when it's dangled in front of you. The one thing that I feel like is like bound to happen is Darius Garland off a beautiful spot where he completely bricked. Just couldn't shoot for shit. Probably puts up like 50 fantasy points today just because that's life. But I feel way less confident about the Garland pick today now that everybody is healthy for Cleveland. But I do like Mobley off rest. And I just worry about blowout potential here.
Yeah, I think that's a very real concern, especially if you get the no Tyler Hero, as you were alluding to, and given the spread there. And then the fact that it's second night of a back-to-back, Cleveland could just stretch it even further because they are so deep, man. They're so deep with, Hunter, Jerome, Wade, Merrill, like they can go deeper and deeper. Like Javonte Green was getting run yesterday. Like they could go like 11 deep tonight without even batting an eye and still win by 20. So yeah, I am a little scared of the blowout run potential as well. Other side of the ball there with the Heat, are you pushing up Bam? I think a big kind of like tipping point right now in rankings is Bam versus Melo. Which side of the equation are you on with that one? And how you treating anyone else on the Heat? Can you get to Terry or Davion Mitchell in the last round as potential guys playing 30 plus in this game?
No, I can't imagine drafting any other Heat other than Bam or late Hero.
Okay.
I do have Ball over Hero, like very comfortably.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ball over Bam.
Oliver Bam. Yeah.
Yep, very comfortably, in my opinion. Yeah, I do worry about like what's this offense looks like without Hero. Like how is like like it should not be hard at all if Hero is not in. Like
Yeah.
how does Bam do anything on in this game? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's the easiest thing in the world to defend. So yeah, I don't even feel good about drafting Bam, but like it like from a projection standpoint, like Bam looks great. Especially if you conditionally remove Hero, Bam looks good via
Yeah.
projection, but from the ball knowing standpoint, it feels awful.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I think that was perfectly articulated our sentiment on never Bam and sometimes Bam. Pretty good. Some sharp people in the chat noticing Paige just saying a bit concerning that the Circa's hanging the best number on the over here. So that's just interesting there. And interesting of note that Justin Saint Circa opened at 227 for the game total there. So maybe that's a little bit of hero stuff baked in. Maybe that's the fact that now the Cavs stars are all available, that's come down a bit. But you think that would have kind of like the inverse reaction. So not really sure what to not really sure what to think there, just kind of in a vacuum.
No, I mean I think I think the market is just as confused as we are.
Mm-hmm. Oh, geez. We are going to have some fun with Dallas in a minute here. Just getting some unabated stuff rolling through here. We just got Chet Holmgren ruled out. We got Kai Jones now questionable for this evening. So silly season starting early for this one, my friend. So we'll talk about that stuff in half a second here. Let's do Celtics and Blazers here. Celtics 9.5 favorites at home. We've talked about liking the Blazers. We've talked about them being pesky. We've talked about them finding their way to potentially into the play-in games here. Nez, they're one of the hotter teams in basketball in the last 20 games. I think they're like 15-5 or something like that. Don't quote me, but it was I heard it on the broadcast the other night that they're actually like pretty effing good over the last 20 or so. And it's funny because it's been without Ayton and without Time Lord. Klingon playing some decent minutes there. Rundown of the injury report on this one. We kind of walked through it already, but just to recap, Jaylen Brown has the Q tag with an illness, non-COVID illness for both him and Kristaps Porzingis. Kristaps on the doubtful side, he's missed 3 of the last 4. Drew Holiday on a doubtful with a right hand. His shooting hand has one of those mallet casts on it on one of his fingers. Jason Tatum has a right shoulder listing and has a questionable tag. Derek White and Peyton Pritchard both are dealing with their own little thing, back contusion and hip flexor, but have probable tags. So a lot of ways this one could break. And then on the Blazers side, we're again going to be without both those centers in Ayton and Time Lord. And then Jeremy Grant has the Q tag here. So yeah, just thoughts on this one in general. And I guess we've kind of done the Celtics side. You were playing Tatum and Jaylen Brown in, but any love for any of those other pieces on the Celtics?
On the Celtics side, Derek White getting drafted every time. He can definitely be usable. I just feel like he's just like, I just wish he wasn't so. He's drafted like every single time, so I don't love it. Like I want to get different rather than take Derek White. Peyton Pritchard potentially. I don't think is crazy. That's really it. Portland side though, I haven't drafted anybody other than Denny, and I really need Jeremy Grant. I really need Jeremy Grant to sit for things to be easier to project for the Blazers here. But it's like Denny and Simons for me almost, every time. Shout out Klingon though, finally getting home last slate, but I don't see this as like a great Klingon spot.
Yeah, you have the ability for both teams to play small in this spot. The reason the Klingon stuff looked better last time out is because you had the Andre Drummond stuff, right? And Drummond was going nice on one side of the floor, so Klingon needs to match size on the other side of the floor. Tonight, you could see like an interesting push-pull dynamic with like Luke Kennard or something like that, right? But I just think both teams could go small if they want to go small. Like you don't have to play like Horford, Kennard, and Keita big minutes this evening. You could play a little bit smaller and play some Horford at the 5 stuff if you wanted to go that route this evening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I won't get there, but no, Horford will play big minutes.
Yeah. I didn't mean it necessarily in that regard. I just meant it in terms of like Klingon's necessity on the floor is a little bit more muted than last time out against Drummond.
Yeah. We're in lockstep there.
Yeah, interesting stuff. If we get no Grant, that Shaedon Sharpe will draw in. I was kind of surprised by Shaedon Sharpe's ADP right now. The box scores have looked nice. He's so fucking athletic, man. I watched a bit of that game last time out because I was giving myself an Andre Drummond sweat just to feel alive there. So I was watching a little bit of that dust up basketball game, and man, Shaedon Sharpe can jump out the gym when he decides to. It's he's fun to watch, man. So yeah, I just his ADP is a little puzzling today when they're at full. But if you get no Grant, I'm in lockstep with you that I'd rather go to Avdia and Simons, but could be a swap option if you end up getting some Q tags here.
Yeah, we really need. I really need Grant to sit. I don't. It's not like I have a big Denny bag right now, but like. My sixth round is really condensed right now, and I would like to open that up to Denny and Simons and Sharpe.
Yeah, no, I respect that for sure. All right, slop it up fest of the night here. Gonna be up
slop it up fest of the fucking season, brother.
Yeah, hey, you say that now. Wait till we get to full-flegged silly season, but silly season starting early tonight.
That's different. Yeah,
yeah, that's silly season starting early tonight. Nez with the Washington Wizards and the Utah Jazz. I saw a pretty funny comment in the chat here. I did have this in my notes, and I did not bring this up. Thank you, Justin, for the reminder. This is front end back-to-back for the Celtics, national TV, TNT, tomorrow night. Thank you. I did have that pulled up, and I closed the tab, which that was on for myself. They are playing, oh my God, Nez, they're going to do it to us again. The fucking Sixers on national TV yet again Thursday night here. Oh my God. Start flexing some of these games. Give us the damn Pistons on national TV instead, please. Give us Pacers versus Hawks. At least that one will be fun and up tempo. But front end back-to-back national TV. But Philadelphia might be an equal rest spot opportunity tomorrow, even though it's national TV and the fines are doubled. Okay. That was funny.
That's so annoying.
Nez, here we go with the super duper injury report here. Jazz and Wizards. What was that one? I clicked away for a second. A 228.5. Wizards 5-point home favorites here in this one. The Jazz are without Jordan Clarkson, John Collins, Walker Kessler, Lauri Markkanen, Colin Sexton, Jaden Springer, and they just slapped a Q tag 3 hours ago on Keontae George with an illness tag there. Available bodies for Utah tonight. I am counting 10. Yeah. If George plays, this could maybe be 9 and we get the uh G League tracker out and see what's happening there. But yeah, this could be condensed, up tempo, and slop it up for the Jazz, which are, just things that intrigue us. Wizards side of the ball, Nez, not as clean. We got Q tags on Keyshawn George and Holmes there. And then we have out tag on Jordan Poole and then out tag on everybody else we've been dealing with all year long. Malcolm Brogdon, Sadiq Bey, G Leaguers, etc. So they might have a more elongated rotation today. But I did note at the top that I kind of like Alex Sarr. Balil Coulibaly can be in our lives here. Chris Middleton is yet to play over 30 with the Wiz, but he's a good rates guy and is going to start tonight. All of these players right now, 6 rounders. Who's viable and who do you like?
I am in on Filipowski quite a bit today, so hopefully that works out. But I'm betting on Kyle Filipowski, so there's just no way. But I have quite a bit of him, so that could go super south. I like Collier quite a bit as well today. I don't have a ton of him, but I do. I smashed these guys in the pick'em lobbies earlier,
Okay.
so. That's where I'm at there. For the other Jazz pieces that you can get to, you mentioned Bryce Sensabaugh. Just checking out his game log there. Minus 2.6 fantasy points in 16 minutes the last time he played.
Beautiful.
Just tremendous.
That's what we need.
Tremendous. I mean, what the fuck are we gonna get here, dude? I mean,
I have no idea. I have no idea what we're going to get tonight. One thing I will say that has me low-key bullish on whomever starts for the Jazz, even if we happen to get a lopsided affair and for whatever reason the Wizards come out and they just hoop the fuck out and they're up like 15 or something, Will Hardy did leave all the starters, in quotations, starters in last time against Detroit. He is truly in fucking prove it to me, point in the calendar kind of thing. Like they were down 25 and they brought Walker Kessler back into the ball game. They brought Collier back into the ball game. They brought Keontae George back into the ball game at the tail end there. So I do think if the Jazz only have 9 this evening, even if something funky happens, I do think the Collier minutes are decently safe. I do think Filipowski minutes would be decently safe. So I do think that makes me a little more bullish on, one Jazz piece in the 6th round kind of
thing. Yeah. I like I said, mentioned the guys I like there already. For the Wizards though, like they got a lot of bodies, like you mentioned. But Holmes being questionable, let's get him to sit. Go ahead and sit this one out. Keyshawn George, you've had some nice work these last few games. Why don't you sit this one out and let's get Coulibaly and Alex Sarr cooking today, and that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think those would probably be my 2 favorite targets as well. A little scared about the Middleton minute ceiling. Could he do enough to matter? Maybe only on a shorter slate. You know what I mean? So I think those would probably be the 2 most palatable clicks for the Wizards today.
Yeah. I won't get to like Bub Carrington or Middleton or anything like that.
This is the last one I will throw in out there. Ghost AF saying if George is out, and now this is talking about Keyshawn George, not Keontae George. Keyshawn George is out. He likes Justin Champagny, and that's a decent call because we've at least seen ceiling from him. We've joked about the Balil Coulibaly lack of ceiling, how he fills it up across all categories. He doesn't actually score that well, like that sort of deal. We've joked about it on this show, how like he'll be the highest projecting of this group. But if you want like true raw ceiling, at least we've seen 60 burgers in 38 minutes, 39 minutes from Justin when he's, been out there.
Yep. Yeah. If we can get him starting, if we can figure that out, or have some sort of confidence that he's starting, yeah, he's definitely going to be in my player pool.
All right, let's do it. All right, next one up. Charlotte Hornets at home here, 226 total in this one. Minnesota Timberwolves are 8-point road favorites there. Kind of surprised that the second night of the back-to-back, they didn't just rule out Julius Randle. He has a Q tag. He has yet to play over 30 minutes. This will be his third game back this evening, but has been decent from a rates perspective. Mike Conley has been ruled out on the back-to-back for rest purposes. Rudy Gobert still not ready to play. Injury maintenance, lower back. He's missed 5 or 6 in a row there. T-Wolf's side there is, outside of that, decently clean, but I was kind of surprised that we didn't just get Randall ruled out or Dante DiVincenzo, just one of the two ruled out, but I guess they give Connolly the rest day here. And then on the Hornets side, Nurk with a probable tag there. And then, nothing else we really care about for our game. Trey Mann out, Josh Okogie out, KJ Simpson still with the G League team there. Taj Gibson won't factor into the rotation with all the bigs back there. So, Nez, you said you had LaMelo Ball firmly ahead of Bam. Thoughts on Edwards and Melo at the top end of draft boards.
Yeah, I really like them, and I really like this spot here. Melo Edwards had the wrist left hand thing yesterday. Kind of got like smacked in the hand. I think like at the rim, and I came back and didn't have a great game, but may or may not have factored in there. Who knows? But I thought that we would see Randall sit here, but I'm not surprised that he has the Q tag, and I won't be surprised if he plays, just because the T-Wolves are they're trying to get out of the play-in and try to find themselves in better position for the playoffs, and they're at home. Or not, they're on the road rather against the Hornets, who I mean the Hornets are not good, but they're not necessarily a pushover. As you can see, their Wolves are 8-point favorites here, so I could see them like thinking they need Randall here, and maybe they want more reps together as a team with Randall, because this team is really playing good basketball right now, and maybe they want Randall to kind of have fit in a little better. I just would be surprised if they play Randall here, but haven't been really drafting him much. That said, I like this game. Mm-hmm. So I like it from a LaMelo Ball perspective. I don't necessarily like it so much from a Mark Williams perspective with Nurkic probable. I do worry about like the minute ceiling. I would be surprised if Mark Williams plays 30 minutes here. So that's why I like Mark Williams, is when we can guarantee the minutes. Can't do that. T-Wolves, though, mentioned Ant. I do like Ant. I do like LaMelo Ball, and I really like Naz Reid now that we know that Rudy is out and Randall is questionable. If Randall misses, Naz Reid is like a 2-3 turn projected player, maybe even better.
Yeah, I agree with you there. He stuck out to me as one of like the most high variant ADPs this morning, right? Yeah. Where it's like sometimes he's falling to the 5th round if people were treating everybody in, and then sometimes he was going in the 3rd if people were treating it the opposite side of the pendulum. So I like the shout. Naz Reid goes from lower text font to big bold font now, right? So that's kind of where we're going with that. Okay. Next one up here, Nez, we have Bucks and Mavericks. Kind of surprising. Bucks are only 10.5 here. I got my Windhurst up for these 3 probable tags. There's some funky business.
We're getting game time decision on both Dame and Giannis.
Yeah, and then based on the report that Dame took the elbow to the eye and it was swelling and stuff like that, I was kind of shocked that he was going to go here. So I don't know, man. I'm treating these probable tags with a little bit of safety. I had Dame pushed way down. I think I got one auto drafted 3rd round share by accident earlier today, but I was basically full fading there. Yeah, 223 total here. 10.5 by way of the Bucks, which has our Windhursts up in some regard. Dude, Mavs might be without. Well, Mavs might only have 8 or 9 tonight because no Dante Exum, obviously missing all the centers, obviously lost Kyrie Irving for the year last time out. They got Caleb Martin listed as doubtful. PJ Washington is listed out here. They can't sign anybody because of restrictions until April. So they're gonna have to go all of this month. They can't even add like 10 days and shit like this. So it's crazy. So Kai Jones joined the team last time out and then plays 30 minutes at the 5, starts the second half for Dwight Powell. Then the previous time out, what was it, Moses Brown they signed off the street or they got off the street from like the Clippers. He played 30 at the 5, like that sort of thing. I mean, Dwight Powell, good Canadian kid, 11 years in the league, but he's, 33 years old and he can't play like 30 plus minutes in these games, even if they're not competitive. So, man, they need bodies in a big, big way tonight. I saw Kai get drafted a couple times, but outside of that, haven't really seen any one of the Mavs getting drafted. Is this a spot you are going to for quote unquote 6th round value and or ceiling?
I mean, there's something going on here, right? We keep saying it. There's something going on here. Najee Marshall is going to play like 35 minutes today.
Yeah.
Someone from the Bucks is sitting, man. I just unless they, I just don't. There's no other way that this line makes sense. So
yeah.
We're gonna get game time decision. I feel confident because we see this a lot. Like we see a lot of probable to game time decision scenarios happen with Milwaukee. You can easily talk yourself into some Mavericks mattering. And I think Dinwiddie and Najee and Christie are 3 guys that come to mind for me. That could actually factor into the 6th round today. But that changes obviously if the Bucks are fully healthy and this game gets ugly. Mm-hmm. But like you said, man, if Kai Jones sits, they have 8 guys. I think at least 8 draftable players, 8 players on underdog.com. When you filter for Mavericks and you look at who you can draft from the Mavericks, you have 8 draftable pieces. And I'm pretty sure that reflects active players as well. So things can get nutty here, man.
Yeah, it could get wild. I like all your shouts for those as kind of like the best of the draftable pieces there. We saw Brandon Williams ceiling at one point in time without Hardy early in the year, where he was just kind of like, not early in the year, even maybe like a month and a half ago, where he just kind of like played over him and like had a little bit of a handling ceiling there. But yeah, I have no idea which way this is going to break, but I will throw this out. If we get no probable tags, if they all turn to Qs this afternoon or something like this, give me the fucking Kevin Porter Jr. on one side and give me the Najee Marshall on the other side and watch me cook in the 5th and 6th round of these drafts. I will click those names back and forth, slop it up fest all night long, dude. Give me the Spencer Dinwiddie versus Kevin Porter Jr. dust fest, and let's get 50 fantasy points from each of them going back and forth.
You're going to have Kevin Porter Jr. teams for sure. There's no doubt in my mind.
Ooh, you're lucky I don't already have them.
I'm surprised, actually.
Yeah.
I'm actually very surprised.
If you had to pinpoint, let's treat Kai Jones as in for right now, even though the Q tag midday, little scary there. Okay. Who would your favorite 6th round Mavs click be right now? If the game started right now, the probable tags are in, etc. Do you want any of these guys?
I think Najee and Dinwiddie are like actually guys that I would want some exposure to.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm fully good with that. Now, hypothetical scenario number 2, all the probable tags on the Bucks cease to exist. Who would you play from either side in this one?
You mean they're out?
Yeah. So like would you have 4th round Brook Lopez? Would you play Gary Trent Jr.? Would you play Kevin Porter Jr.?
I would play Kevin Porter, the hell out of Kevin Porter Jr. if both those guys sit. Yeah.
So he's going to be the swap option if we get probable tags to out tags.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And then you can feel a little better about these Mavericks. Honestly, you can feel a lot better about Dinwiddie, I think.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Nick wants hypothetical scenario number 3. All the probable tags are out, but Kai Jones still plays on the other side. Is Kai Jones your favorite Maverick?
No.
Oh, too fun. Maybe this is why I woke up so giddy this morning. Other segment of the program, Josh Giddy Hour. But I woke up so giddy this morning there, Nez, is because this is the best scroll slate we've seen in a while. Absolutely. I mean, the Utah pieces, the Maverick pieces, you can gal brain some start sit stuff for both the Bucks and for the Celtics. You could gal brain some Nuggets, Jokic and Gordon sitting. Dude, there's all sorts of fun to be had on this slate. This is a very deep player pool for a 8-game slate or 9-game slate. 8-game slate, right? Yeah. Sorry, what's up?
Something like that.
Something like that, he says. All right, let's move on here. Nez, a 234.5, the second highest total on the slate here for the Kings and the Nuggets. We talked through the big Q tag in Joker at the top of the board there a little bit earlier. You just take Jokic at 101 and you just hope and pray that those teams matter in the future. But if you wanted to have a lean and you wanted to play the guesswork of like him and the other guys out, we can play that scenario in a half second here. Nuggets are 6-point favorites at home against the Kings, who have already ruled out both Sabonis and Monk. So going to be without them for sure this evening there. And then on the Nuggets side, as I alluded to, Q tags on Joker, Zeke Naji, Peyton Watson, Julian Strawther has already been ruled out, and Aaron Gordon has the Q tag there as well. Yeah, how are you playing this one, my friend?
Yeah, I have Joker 101, but I'll be honest, now that Chet is out, I think that you can feel a lot more comfortable taking Shea 101. I think that just like increases the projection to a point where you can throw the condom on and put Shea 101 if you're scared of the Joker Q tag. With no Monk, and the fact that the spread like didn't move, that is kind of interesting. I just feel like if Joker's out, like the spread's going to move still. I don't think that this really says too much of anything at the moment. I like Joker. I think Jamal is expensive, and because I think Joker plays, he's just not somebody that I want to get to. I haven't taken any Michael Porter Jr., but I would consider it. And Levine and DeRozan look a lot better with Monk out. I think that they become a lot easier to click. And I like Joe Val, but like I'm taking Jaylen Brown and John Morant over Joe Val. So like I don't have a lot of them, but I do think that he's fine here. And then I think Keon Ellis becomes scrollable. And
yeah,
Keegan.
I agree with you on both those scrolls for sure. I'll ask you, who do you have in the Sacramento stuff ranked ahead of Joe Val, or is Joe Val your highest king?
Oh no, it's Levine and DeRozan over Joe Val.
I forgot Levine was going in the third round, but you got DeRozan over him as well. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Where does Jamal go if Joker gets ruled out?
Like
currently ADP 13.
Probably 9.
Okay. So not even like a crazy amount of CLV. I mean, like CLV at the top end of draft boards is worth more than CLV at the back end of draft boards. But that being said, like Jamal still is kind of like Jamal with no Joker or Bam this evening without Hero.
Jamal.
Okay. So he would probably pull up to like LaMelo, beside LaMelo kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to me, my friend. I'll ask you for the scroll the F downs. You mentioned Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis. They could both find their way to expanded minutes this evening. I do think Keon Ellis draws into the starting lineup for Monk and becomes a nice pick in the last round there. Could find himself to that kind of 33 minutes ish thing. We know the stock ceiling of him as a good on ball defender. Yeah, those are kind of good scroll from that side. I'll ask you the Denver side. If we end up with Joker out, who would be your favorite non-Jamal Murray piece to click on?
Russ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think? Okay, we're gonna do this for Nick. We're doing hypotheticals 1 through 7 because this is the kind of fun we're having with this slate today. Joker does not play basketball today. Aaron Gordon does not play basketball today. Do him being Russell Westbrook and Zeke Naji just draw into the starting lineup? So it's Murray, Brown, MPJ, and then those two.
Yeah. Do you think Zeke would start over DeAndre Jordan?
I think so. I think they've been working him over and he's been getting burned. But the status of him also being on the injury report does give me pause. He's questionable as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Can we get an Andre Drummond and DeAndre Jordan slate in the same week?
Oh, that might be my retirement if we do.
What an absolute blessing from the fantasy basketball gods, my friend. Turn back the clock to 2020 one time for the people.
A blessing, he says. A blessing. Unbelievable.
Oh, man. This is so good. Nez working with Jon is preparing him for the what if stage of toddlerhood.
Why? How come? What if?
Justin saying he's taken Russ in the 6th on some of his non-Joker teams. I mean, that seems fun. That seems really good.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Interesting dynamic here that Nick brings up is Jamal's being paired with the Joker teams a ton right now. So interesting to note if he's out that the non-Joker teams will be fun.
Yeah, I've seen that. I have noticed that, which I find funny.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Why are you doing
that? Yeah, because the ADP said so, Nez. Any love for Michael Porter Jr. or Christian Brown at all? Just as is?
No, thank you to Christian Brown. Yeah, I could see Michael Porter Jr. popping the hell off today for sure.
Yeah, Michael Porter Jr. I don't know who tweeted it the other day. It might have been Shit My Money or it might have been Jesse Forsaken. One of the guys who's a big player on Redacted tweeted it the other day that they were the best part about a Michael Porter Jr. early start time slate is I'll know if I'm dead in the first 8 minutes or not. It's so fucking true. He's like, all my lineups are going to be dead or not.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I was like, this is so real right now. Okay, Nez, let's move on to the highest total, fastest pace game on the slate here. We did just get Chet ruled out. We got Q tags on Aaron Wiggins, and we got an available listing to Isaiah Joe, who had missed a couple in a row there. This is a 253.5. Thunder as 7.5 point road favorites there, which is, by Thunder standards, not that wide a spread for them there. Obviously, Memphis is going to be without JJJ. We have the Ja Morant Q tag to deal with as well. Let me find the official listings. Yeah, Hartenstein's been listed available. Isaiah Joe's been listed available. Chet has been ruled out. Alex Caruso's been ruled out. AJ Mitchell out, and then basically just G Leaguers and stuff. And then on the other side for the Grizzlies, Santi Aldama Q tag, Ja Morant Q tag, but we're both treating him rather bullish. John Conchar and Scottie Pippen Jr. both have Q tags. which is interesting to note for second unit handling purposes. That it would be probably just Luke Kennard behind Ja if those are the two available bodies there. And then Jay Huff is back available with, kind of mixing into that bigger body 4-5 rotation now without JJJ. Huff had, he was a 10-day guy who then got converted, who demonstrated some good rates. He's not relevant to our player pool, but could be the Santi Aldama and or Zach Edey Eraser. So just throwing his name out there. You made the bull case for SGA at 101 potentially here today. Will you be running drafts with SGA at 101 going forward?
Just on like the layup line.
Okay.
I'll do that for little hedge ski. You know me, man. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. But SGA, J Dub, and Hartenstein look really good now that we have no Chet today. They look really good.
Hartenstein, good shout there. Nick saying this might actually be Hartenstein slate here.
Oh yeah, it's about as good as you can ask for a slate for Hartenstein.
Yeah, he just became 6th-round viable in a big way with the Chet rule out, something I hadn't given credence to until it was said in the chat there. So yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. Grizzly side?
Yeah.
Obviously, really like Bane here, but if Morant plays, I think he's gonna project very similarly to Bane, maybe better, probably better. And it's a huge difference. It's a 2-round difference between the two. So that's like a very interesting dynamic. It's like, yeah, I think Bane is a good play in general, but the principle of like, if I think Ja plays, and I do, like, and I'm taking Bane so early, it's like, does this Bane price implies that Ja sits? It's weird. It's weird, and it doesn't feel good. But I still think the Bane ADP is good. It's just like Ja's ADP is better, obviously, for drafting purposes, not as far as accuracy goes. So I like both those guys. And I mentioned Santi. I really like Santi today, man. I'm worried that I like him too much and that I'm a little too, Santi pilled and not seeing any downside whatsoever, basically, which is just like so untrue. You can still put up less than 30 and bury me, even though he's playing. But I just think that he's good. And I think he's a good pick. But I'm mixing it up now that Hartenstein became draftable. Like, that gives me somebody that's a breath of fresh air to the 6th round that I can't wait to mix in. So, yeah.
I like it, dude. They lost last time out in that Memphis versus Atlanta game there when JJJ got injured 1 minute, the ankle roll, 1 minute into that game there. I just wanted to bring it up that Gigi Jackson was the immediate replacement. Obviously, there was no Santi that day, but just in the debate of rotation behind Gigi Jackson and Vince Williams, Brandon Clark, like these kind of archetypes, I do think Gigi has the highest ceiling of that bunch. Maybe not comparative to Santi if Santi starts, but like Gigi Jackson is just a fun basketball player in a high total game environment. And if you end up with, Santi ruled out or something, I think there's non-zero chance they start Gigi Jackson tonight at the 4, and that could be a lot of fucking fun.
Over Santi?
No, if he's ruled out.
Got it. Sorry. No. I love Gigi Jackson. I think Gigi Jackson's awesome. So that would be very interesting if we get him in on this game. That would definitely. I wouldn't be able to resist not clicking him a couple times.
Right. Yeah. Favorite ADP between J Dub and Desmond Bane right now. Who would you prefer?
Damn. I think I would prefer they're kind of similar, right? Aren't they like side by side?
Yeah, they're side by side, and they both broke Monday's slate. So one had 64 fantasy points, and the other one had 54 or something like that, 58 something.
I prefer Bane. I think Bane has the better ceiling.
Okay.
But they're like the exact same to me today.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of think JJJ is a little bit better off ball, and I want to
J-Dub?
anecdotally say, or sorry, JDub is a little bit better off ball than Desmond Bain is, and Desmond Bain's value popped so hard in the previous game because he had the ball so much in his hands. The potential assists were through the roof. I think it was something north of 20. Yeah, maybe 19 to 21 or something I was reading earlier for potential assist there. And that stuff kind of goes away when Ja has a ball in his hand, right? So, yeah, I kind of think I like, and then I kind of like that J Dub's rebounding rate. I don't know if this is true. I'm making this up right now. Boosted with Chet off the floor. Thoughts?
I mean, his fantasy output in general is boosted without Chet.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But like,
okay. I think that's a
I don't
very
know.
interesting 1v1 at their ADPs right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Like this is a very, very interesting win the slate range here. Like, because if you get Dame in this game without Giannis, like that could break the slate. If you get J-Dub in the highest total game, without Chet here, and this game kind of plays close to the spread, like J-Dub could have the same ceiling in which he had 2 times ago out with that 60 burger, right? Desmond Bain, if we see no Ja in this game and he plays this 35 minutes with a lead handling role yet again, like that could be monstrous. If you get Jamal without Joker here in that pace up game, second highest total on the slate, that could break the slate. So it's a very, very fun range and very difficult one to parse through right now in that ADP 10 through 14.
Yeah, I mean, fun is one way to describe it. It can get fun depending on what side of history you're on.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. Hartenstein's flipping the board, flying up boards right now. So that one's just interesting of note there. We didn't talk about Jaden McDaniels at all. Do you like Jaden McDaniels right now? He's getting drafted a decent amount, and Julius Randle's not getting drafted. I think people are anticipating an out tag, but now that we got a Q tag between those two, would you rather draft Julius Randle or Jaden McDaniels right now?
Randle.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you're getting a little bit of ownership leverage. Jaden could become a better play if Julius sits, but I'm kind of surprised they just gave him the Q tag instead of just straight ruling him out.
Same here.
Yeah.
But I think there's a chance he does play. But I think taking McDaniels with Randle in is I don't like that at all.
Okay.
But if Randle sits, I love McDaniels. So
right.
Yeah, it's weird.
Very tough slate, man. Very tough slate.
Yeah, super tough. Kind of walking back my thought, like if it was this morning before the injury reports came out, yeah, I loved Jaden McDaniels as a pick. Now I don't. I'm scared now. Yeah.
All right, last game on the slate, late night hammer here. Clippers at home. This is a 220. The Detroit Pistons are 4.5-point favorites on the road. This is the second lowest total. It's the lowest total now on the slate here. Clippers are going to be without Norm Powell and without Kawhi Leonard, who have both already been ruled out there. Ben Simmons has a Q tag and didn't play yesterday, but it's also kind of been said on the interwebs here, if I'm trusting some sources, that they think he's going to sit again tonight, which just impacts how we treat Zubac and those kind of like closing minutes and those closing rotations, right? This does feel more of a Zub's spot than a Simmons spot because you got to match the size of Duran, who's been playing well recently. So and he played really well last night. So I'd be kind of like shocked if Simmons played and Simmons closed. Like both of those things would shock me here. Just kind of like throwing that out. Pistons did work on Utah last time out, so they carry on their West Coast swing road trip here. Not a back-to-back for the Pistons. So they have already filed, and they filed the usual, which is Tobias Harris, who's out on personal reasons yet again. And then just the G Leaguers. Beef Stew, notable that he has a probable tag this evening after missing the previous game there. Harden's going high, Cade's going high, Zubac is going high, and Duran's kind of going in that 4th, 5th round tier as he was on Monday. there, Nez. So just thoughts on this one, the ADPs, the game environment, and anyone else to get to.
Yeah, I like Harden here.
Okay.
Really like Harden in this spot, and like Zubs. Those two from the Clippers side, I'm really into here. Zubac has like a 33.5 PRA. That's massive for him. That's a very big number for him. The Clippers here, I do like Cade, of course. I like Cade every slate, but I like Tatum like way more today.
Okay.
So I have a ton of Jason Tatum and not a lot of Cade, but that doesn't mean I don't like Cade. Like Cade's my number 5. It's 5 versus 4 here. Sorry, just something. I like Duran as well, but I mean, man, these new guys that just popped off and thanks to injury, I like more than Duran. So I don't know how much Duran I'm getting to right now.
Okay.
And Asar, very interesting 6-rounder. We mentioned if we knew Asar would get 30 minutes, we would have him on every single team, and he got 30 minutes last game and popped the fuck off. So, can we just do that again? That would be awesome.
Yeah, no, I like that for sure. 43 fantasy points last time out in the 30 minutes that he played when he started in place of Tobias Harris. Actually, he'd been starting to begin with, but just opened up the door to play that extra 8 minutes and have a little bit more of an offensive bag. They still leave him wide open, camped out in the corner, and nobody closes out on him to shoot. This is the evergreen sentiment with both the Thompson brothers. It just we know what he can do on the defensive side of the ball with the stock.
Yeah, we're not drafting him for threes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, back-to-back 5 steal games mixed in there recently, and he can just fill it up across multiple categories. Very fun 6th-round pick. I expect him to start again, and I expect maybe I don't expect 30 minutes, but in a competitive game environment, and we saw it last time out. That's a lot of fun to be able to pencil him in for 28 to 30.
It would be great if we could, but like he rarely hits 28. So
right.
Like
yeah.
if I could just know, they could just tell us like, yeah, Alsar's going to play 30 tonight. Then like,
yeah,
let's fucking go. Let's cook.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude plays 24 minutes and it's a nightmare. So would love to get some clarity on that, but you never will. You never will. So this is an interesting one. These two just played not too long ago, and it wasn't very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the interesting push-pull dynamic that allowed Asar to get to 30 minutes last game was the fact that Beef Stew was out as well, and the fact that Tobias Harris was out as well, right? And now we're going to get Beef Stew back tonight, which means, hey, Good point. They comfortable playing Beef Stew at the 4 alongside Duran? They weren't doing it a ton earlier, but that push-pull dynamic. Maybe Simon Fontecchio was missing as well. Oh, no, he played last game out too. Played 21 minutes last time out too. So he saw a slight boost in that 4 role as well. So, yeah, I don't know. Just interesting to think through, right?
Yeah, I mean, the projection, it's hard. It's super hard to project him.
Yeah. Davis dropping by to tell us maybe, potentially, people are saying that Asar Thompson in the last round is the most important man in the world, Nez.
He's a wing. He's a wing.
He's a wing.
In El Bailar.
Yeah. In the dance streets there. Egger's saying that Asar had 6 stocks last time they played the Clippers. That's a fun one.
That's your BVP stat of the day.
Love it. Love the BVP stats, baby. We're almost so back to the end of the program when I tell Nez about the lefty killer that is Andy Ibanez or some bullshit. All right. Nick is saying that Hartenstein is flying up in draft rooms right now. The projection models saying 4th rounder. ETR has him at 23 in their ranks right now. The hashtag model associated with Underdog Fantasy has boosted him to 43-ish fantasy points there. So I do pose the question because he's going to factor into this kind of like draft range, Nez. Mark Williams, Zach LaVine, Jalen Duren, Naz Reid, Isaiah Hartenstein. Who do you like out of that group and why? I'll bring them up on the screen for you.
I mean,
Mark Williams, Levine, Duren, Naz Reid, and then Hartenstein.
I think I like Naz Reid the most still here.
Okay.
I really like Hartenstein, but like ranked 23. Okay, so you have him over John Morant. Okay, good luck with that. I mean, I just don't understand how that's a good idea. I could see liking Hartenstein over Duren. Like that I can get behind. And I like Levine more than all these guys today. Yeah.
Okay. This is this is funny. Only one of those guys has a highly collectible beach towel. Who did beach towel giveaway night for one of these players? I need to know the alpha on this.
Oh, come on. You don't know this?
I don't know beach towel night. I do not know. Am I doxing myself as a true non-ball knower?
I mean, who is the only one here that has like an obsession amongst fan base and people online?
I don't know.
Naz Reid, brother. Come on.
Naz Reid had a beach towel night?
No, yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's great. Yes, I'm getting outed instantly. The people are knowing. Okay. I doxed myself. Nez, that is the end of the Unabated game by game breakdown. A lot of moving pieces to this one, a lot of push pull, a lot of just kind of scroll around and do whatever the fuck you want. If you have a lean on certain situations out here, parting words before the draft on favorite, targets, favorite price tags right now, guys that you feel more comfortable than the field.
I think I like Zach LaVine way more than everybody else right now.
Okay. All right. I mean, lead handling role without Malik Monk. You can't just box score watch with LaVine because none of the starters played the fourth quarter last time out. They were blowing the doors off of the Mavericks, ? Yeah, the lowly Mavs only played 29 minutes in that game. Now all of a sudden we insert lead handling role for him. Even if Keon Ellis draws into the starting lineup, I think the ball is in Zach LaVine's hands on the offensive end, and that makes the potential assists go north, does it not?
Simply put, and just everything coming up Zach LaVine way. He's got the ultimate green light today.
Got it. Compton Cards, 35% Zach LaVine, feeling something right now. Love it.
I got some autos going.
They're a beach towel.
Yeah, that had me cracking up.
For the Lake Michigan, you don't need those beach towels at Lake Michigan.
Yeah, they might. I have some autos going. I'm seeing Isaiah Hartenstein go as early as 18.
Jesus, no.
I mean, thank you for the rake.
Yeah. Dude, we've talked about band of projection with Hartenstein so many times. And like, even in a smash spot, even in the highest total on the slate, he's still dealing with size on the other end. He's not a focal point in the scoring. Like, for him to pay off 18, he needs 50 fantasy points, and he's probably still not winning you the slate.
I mean, that's just 18, man. Come on.
Oh my God. Oh, Mike Trout dinger, I'm rich. Wow, I was so upset about the Hartenstein ADP, and then I just realized I was rich again. Wow, unbelievable.
I might have more Mike Trout than you, brother.
Maybe. I haven't looked at my exposures yet.
Or are you ever gonna look?
I'm not sure yet. I thought we were gonna look on last show together, and then now I'm kind of like, do I even want to look?
Gotta look at one point.
Yeah. All right, Nez, let's rip a couple drafts here. Maybe we could dive in the pick'ems as well. I did see you put a pick'em online for the people's today. Yeah. Remind everybody what you did with that one.
I took Collier double-double Filipowski double-double, and Naz Reid double-double for like 9.8x. Felt fun.
9.8x for 3 double doubles. Wow. That makes me bullish on their ADPs because I would have thought they would have been that I would have thought 3 double doubles was worth a little bit more than that, but that makes me bullish on their ADPs for sure.
Nas is even multiplier.
Yep.
Filipowski's even multiplier. And Collier is the one that takes it from a 6x to a 9x. He has like 1.5x multiplier.
Many are saying that Isaiah Collier turns my 6s to 9s as well. Yes. I just jumped into Discord here just to make sure I wasn't missing anything. You know when you click quickly through your watch just to make sure I wasn't missing any unabated updates there. And I just saw your message there because I messaged Nez before the show, guys, that I have a little bit of time constraints today. Nez, let's make this.
You wouldn't know it
here. Yeah, and he said you wouldn't know it, and he said just keep your KPJ rant to 3 minutes, and I didn't even see that, and I already got my KPJ rant out. Nez, I've been taking Harden here over Tatum, but you're telling me that Tatum's a better play than Cade, so I should take Tatum here.
You need to be taking Tatum over Harden, brother. I'm gonna let me help me. Let me help you out here. Take Jason Tatum over James Harden today.
All right. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
I'm a little scared. The shoulder listing.
He's playing.
All right. All right. Let's see what goes here. Ant Edwards and Harden, just a chalk donk Nick at the corner there. Nez, can we start getting funky with it, getting jiggy with it, and pushing and pulling some guys here, or is LaMelo Ball a tier ahead?
What are you talking about? LaMelo. I'd go LaMelo here.
Okay. So you still got LaMelo ahead of Bam. I would not be surprised if the hashtag models like Bam more, but I think I'm in lockstep with you there that I'd rather play Melo, even though we haven't seen a ceiling output in a long time.
If Hero gets rolled out, the models are going to like Bam a lot, but
yeah,
I think it's okay to use your noodle a little bit on that one.
Who would have thought, eh? Think for yourself in these games. Couldn't be me. J-Dub going at 10 there. Evan Mobley up at that corner. You were talking about, a little worried about blowout run potentially in Cleveland, but Mobley looks like quite the palatable ADP, especially after the rest there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Esmeralda taking DeMar DeRozan pushed up.
Esmeralda.
Cooking. Cooking. Hey, he's got a dog bowl seat, and we're gonna meet him this weekend. And who knows? Who do you like more, Donovan Mitchell or the love you proclaimed for Zach LaVine?
Let's
do it.
I think because Mitchell is active doesn't mean that you're gonna see like full run Donovan Mitchell against this team. This Heat team.
He quiet quit in the first half yesterday. He was trying to chill. He was trying to chill in a big way in the first half. I was watching a bit of that game because I had the Zach Collins sweats going, and I just wanted to prove myself right by watching a little hoops. And I just he didn't want it last night until he needed to want it, and I think we could see something similar this evening. I think I know who we should take, and it's in big bold letters.
Naz Reid here.
Let's fucking do it.
All right.
Let's call it this. Everybody's soft, man. They're not going to start pushing and mixing and matching these guys. We got to get crazy with it, Nez. We got to be the guys.
Who but us?
Who but us? Just a guy saying if the Blazers beat the Celtics tonight, he'll max 150 tomorrow. We're gonna hold him to it. We are gonna hold him to that.
Why do you think? Why do you think somebody would take DeMar over LaVine?
I don't know. DeMar was I have the unabated sheets saved from Monday. And the last time we played the first iteration without Sabonis, DeMar projected better than Joe Val and Levine for them. It was fractions of fantasy points. Maybe it's because of an increased rebound rate, but yeah, I don't know. I like Levine more, I think.
I know I like Levine more.
Yeah. Nez, should we get crazy with it? Should we take some Garland here? Should we take Denny Avdia? Or should we start scrolling the F around?
Scroll the Filipowski. I like Filipowski.
You like him more than Asar?
Yeah.
All right. Filipowski, it is. Dude's got an offensive bag for sure. I know who was it in the chat? I think it was Justin the other day who said he was like a dash 20 something when he started the other night. He played like 30 plus minutes, started, and he was like a dash 28 or something like that. But he definitely has an offensive bag. Like he could shoot the three too, right?
I'm not like that familiar with Kyle Filipowski's game.
Okay. You know what I was not familiar with? The fact that Kobe White is 6'5". That's what I was not familiar with yesterday.
Yeah, he has the aura of a little guy.
Did Hartenstein already go? Yeah, he went at 27 there.
Yeah.
Who do you like, dude?
Let's see here. Denny, PJ. Wow. Coulibaly.
Collier could have gone there as well.
Nick took
we should have
Santi
taken
from us
Russ.
and lost.
We should have taken Russ. We should have taken Russ. Russ could start tonight. Even if Joker plays this evening, we could get Aaron Gordon out and take Russ. And Russ starts.
Yeah, I mean, that's Gordon. Not wrong.
Yeah. Russ is getting slept on in the last round. Okay, one last draft, and then we are going to do baseball. Yeah, here's the stat. Justin's got us. He was a dash 32 in a game that they only lost by 7 points. That's fucking hard to do. That's incredible. Speaking of being a dash 32, I did not play all that great last night. And I took a puck off my ankle that's all swollen right now that I'm limping around the house with.
Ooh, SAR season, baby.
What do we got? We got Holmes ruled out?
Out. Officially.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Oh, man. Jeb outing himself as not a puck guy. Minus 32. No, it's Dash, buddy. Dash is.
Yeah. Jeb doesn't know whose show he's watching.
Tango Hotel saying, watch a Utah game. They take anyone out immediately if they're doing good.
That's why they don't start Keynote.
Yeah, that's why they don't. You're right.
Nick made a comment earlier. Did you watch? Sorry, did you watch the Toronto Raptors game last night?
I did not. I did not see any Raptors.
Did you hear or see what happened?
I heard that they were quiet quitting, but what happened?
Not quiet quitting. Nothing quiet about it. They pulled their starters out to close, and they were up. It was a tight game, and they just pulled all of their starters, pulled all of them, because like clearly Darko was told, hey, you need to you need to lose this fucking game.
Wow.
So they are down like 2.
Yeah.
Because like they put in these scrubs and they're down, and it's unbelievable. Like, wow, They literally just threw the game. You hardly ever see that. Down to Jacoby Walter, I think, gets the ball, throws up like it was insane the way that the shot looked. It looked like somebody that's never shot a basketball in their life. Makes a 3, puts them up 1. And the ending was like so melodramatic, but like they literally tried to lose. They pulled out Scotty, RJ, all their guys, like in a close game. and they're just
Yeah.
and they just like admittedly tried to lose, and they won.
That's crazy, man. I did not know that.
Yeah, we
I
got to
did
start
not.
taking the opposite money line on these Raptors games because these guys are just trying to lose as best they can, and they can't even do it.
Yeah, they're giving up, huh? I do think I was just going to check some things out here. I did note that um Utah played like the starters and they put the starters back out. So I went back another game. I don't see anything overly funky from Utah's rotation stuff. Nez, we get Bam to fall to us with an SGA team. I think we should probably just take that.
Bam fall here. I would probably prefer Desmond Bane, but
All right. I like Bam.
okay. Famous last words.
Yeah, it is famous last words.
Did you see Chad's comment? I don't know if you pulled that up. Oh, sorry,
Not yet. I will in a second. Yeah, is this somewhere you've been taking Levine here, or do you like some of the other options here? We could also do the Jaw thing if we think he's going to go. What do you
Mobley
like?
or Zoobs?
Mobley or Zoobs? Let's do Zoobs then and flip it a little bit here. Although this is the evergreen narrative that Bam and Zoobs will be paired together more often than Bam and Mobley will get paired together. But then the fact that you're paired with SGA is the contrarian piece. I don't know if we just aped into bad ownership.
No, it's all right.
Okay. Chad. When Utah plays Minnesota, they'll play to win. They've got Minnesota's picks. They play 2 more times still. That's some good alpha.
That's fun.
So when we know that they're playing the T-Wolves in the future here, we should anticipate those Q tags that are on Walker and Markkanen and Clarkson and whatever to be in tags.
I would assume so. Yeah, and then I'm sure alternatively the Wolves are going to want to win too. So that's just a hard fought game.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the end of the Phoenix game was crazy too because the Clippers they blew a 20-point lead, and Phoenix is fighting for that play-in game as well, right? Them in Portland trying to get into that end seed.
Yeah, shout out Colin Gillespie.
Colin Gillespie shout out. Did not think we were getting one of those on the program today.
He was hooping, man. He was hooping. He was fired up too. I read in Winky's write up that like KD was like, "Yo, I love Colin. I love him. Their last game out, he was like fired the fuck up in the locker room and mad at them for like not winning, and like he didn't even play a single minute, and he was like fired up."
That is awesome. Nez, I'd throw my hat in the ring for DeMar DeRozan right here. But what do you like?
Jaylen Brown.
You are far more bullish on Celtics playing basketball and not giving our Blazers enough credit at being good defensively either. DeRozan goes there. Duran goes there. We have the Tyler Hero decision paired with Bam. Yeah, this is where we could start getting funky. What about Hartenstein? Do Hartenstein with SGA?
Yeah, this is a good spot for him.
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of start clicking whoever you want after the Jaylen Brown Q tag goes off the board, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's open season at that point.
Yeah, I kind of think that's the stopgap for me. We almost got Ja to come back, but B-Smurf, who had a W the other night and is always watching the program, he knew what to do there. He knew what to do.
B-Smurf? There he is. Okay, I was looking at SJ Steven.
Yeah, Steven's always watching as well. He knows what to do.
Yeah, I like that jaw pick. I have a lot of jaw. I'm like 50% jaw right now.
4th round jaw feels nice today. And I didn't mention when we were doing the going through because I like people paying for the service of Unabated, but they did give a conditional boost to him after going through shoot around there.
Yep.
Yeah. Cross-dressing life. Shh. We talked about this at the beginning there. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. Is that Stephanie? Is cross-dressing life? Are you Stephanie Highs as well? Second place finisher, 5K last night. I'm trying to connect dots out here in my mind between YouTube names and screen names. There you go. Correct. There you go. Congratulations last night. Yeah, I give you a shout out at the top of the show there. Okay. Hartenstein goes there. Your guy Filipowski's already gone. Santi Aldama, a little bit of a bring back off of the OKC stuff if we want it, or we could do the SAR. Let's do the SAR thing. Let's do the SAR thing, dude. I told you how if everybody's aping Filipowski, I'll be the guy on the other side taking the SAR stuff.
There's SAR's a good pick, man.
Yeah. There's my second really SAR, sure. All right. SGA, Bam, Zubac, Jaylen Brown, Isaiah Hartenstein, Alex Sarr. What a squad. What a squad, Nez.
That's how we do it around here, around these parts.
That's around this place here. That's how we do it.
John, who do you think is a better play today? Jonas Valanciunas or Isaiah Hartenstein?
Joe Val. I like Joe Val. Just from a rates perspective, and like he has the opportunity to be like high side screen and roll, like cheeky assists and that sort of stuff. Hartenstein, like they don't run the offense through him. So like they play, I don't know. This is just like me watching the games and stuff. Like,
can you pull up the board as you talk?
Oh, sorry.
No. I just want to see something.
Obviously, you still, run a lot of stuff through your big with like high side screen and roll, even if he's not a focal point of the offense. But like the way in which you use Joval, like rolling off screens and cutting, is like way more aggressive towards the basket than like Hartenstein. Hartenstein needs like a couple stocks, like he's just, they have way better scoring options than him. So why funnel to him?
Yeah, I like it. And I feel like what you're going to see in these lobbies, and you didn't see it here, I was hoping to make a sick point, is that I think Hartenstein is, we didn't see it here, but, when the news first hits, you get the slappies that come out big time. And like, you're seeing it. I saw Hartenstein go 18. Other people were saying they saw him go early. Like Valanciunas looks better than Hartenstein today. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wanted to get your thoughts there. And you of course, like I expected, to prove my point.
I mean, he's not the best shooter in the world either, but he's also a stretch. And just like the idea of stretch 5 gives me more hope than like a guy like Hartenstein. Like it's a fun fact that Hartenstein has never exceeded 35 fantasy points in his entire life. People don't know that, but yeah. Give me the variance. All right, Nez. Let's tie a bow on it there. I'm gonna do exactly what I have been doing in the past here, is waiting for the unabated money making portion of the program, making a pick'em, and then dropping it in the Discord for people. So if you're not in the Discord below, we got 250 of us hanging out. Please hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. If you happen to be on the X side, please come on over to the YouTube side so we can keep feeding our dogs and proving our worth to the good people at Underdog and Unabated. And I'm going to funnel us over to a members only stream. I'm going to take a quick leak, and then, then we're going to just draft a dinger, and that'll be the day here. But if you are a member, you're going to get funneled over there, and we will start in about 4 to 5 minutes time here. Nez, any parting words for the people as I find out where the thing is? There we go.
No, I'll see you in the lobbies, and have fun drafting baseball with the folks. It's getting time. Starting to see some Mike Trout rise. I saw him go pick 33 last night.
God, I love Mike Trout so much, but there has to be a stopgap eventually because I am scared of the health. But 33 ain't the stop.
Playing right field. You don't got to do anything in right field.
That's true. Great point, Nez. Great point. Yeah. I think that's where Zakarian plays in slow pitch. So it's
No,
you don't have to do
what
much.
the hell? Why'd you give Zakarian the stray? What the hell?
Oh man, just because I knew he was hanging out. All right, let's time on it there. We will be funneled over to behind the paywall there, and yeah, that's it. This is going to be my last show before Dog Bowl. Nothing from me tomorrow. Nez, are you going to do anything for hoops or anything tomorrow?
Oh yeah, I'll run something. I'll do something.
Okay.
Probably paywall.
Okay.
Probably paywall tomorrow for hoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then hopefully we make it through the weekend with with the baby here, and but that's coming very soon. So yeah. I'll keep everybody posted. Don't worry, don't worry. But might not see me for a little bit.
I appreciate this, Brett Boy. Brett Boy's down in Slam Diego. Brett Boy, DM me on the Twitterverse here, and let me see if I can set something up. Set something up for you in San Diego to come hang out with some of the Underdog stuff if you're available this weekend. Anybody else in the San Diego area who's been a longtime member, send me a DM on Discord and or Twitter. I got a fun home run derby story behind the paywall coming up next. That's what we call a tease in the biz. Everybody's favorite time of the show, the end. See you drafting dingers in a minute. Peace.